right, it's time for Media Watch now. James Creedon's with us in the studio. Hi there,
Hi,
James. We're going to start with our top story over in Russia. Vladimir Putin is kind of tweaking the constitution, isn't he? And some people say that is so he can stay in power for the rest of his days.
There's a lot of speculation, and it does seem that people don't trust his sort of democratic instincts, and they think that this could be all about staying on by whatever means. We all know now who is going to be the next prime minister, because in fact the legislative role is being strengthened amongst other things with this constitutional change. Vladimir Putin will eventually surpass Joseph Stalin as a de facto leader. So there were a lot of comments like that going up online, people imagining, just Putin's everywhere, basically. And this is kind of some, even in the States, such as journalist Jill Wine-Banks, calling it a terrifying development that she hoped would not give 45, i.e. Donald Trump,
we know who that is.
Any ideas. Now, those who are, I suppose, more in tune with the real nitty-gritty of Russian politics, such as the director of the Russia Institute at King's College London, Sam Green, he wrote a huge long thread on it on Twitter, and indeed it does seem to be a little bit more nuanced than that. So, for example, he said this shift will sharpen party competition. It'll make the United Russia Party, that Putin could take a more central role in after he leaves the presidency, more uncertain.
He's supposed to leave in 2024, isn't it?
That's right. But so basically, it could make the speakership or the party leadership a less attractive place for Putin to be. What he says here is that in many ways what he's doing is taking the focus off his own succession more to the deeper constitutional changes, even though he could, within those new constitutional changes, find a big role. A lot of a focus as well on who the next prime minister will be.
I've heard of him.
That's right. So Putin has nominated Mikhail Mishustin as who is the head of Russia's tax service.
Tax collector.
There was a lot of speculation that could be an indication of who the next president will be, but indeed he is a relative unknown. But then again, so was Vladimir Putin. So lots of speculation.
Long time ago, do you remember that?
I
were just a young boy then.
I remember taking some vague interest.
Yes.
So is he going to be a placeholder, fall guy, or is he actually possibly going to be a successor? Who knows?
Okay. All right, let's move on. To Britain. Yes. Will Big Ben bong on the 31st of January to mark Brexit Day?
That's right.
That's a bit of alliteration.
A big debate about this, much ado about nothing, I suppose you could say, but
Boris calls for Big Ben Brexit bongs.
Big Ben Brexit bongs crowdfunding, which doesn't work at the end. See, but anyway, you see, it would cost a lot because it's being repaired to get it ready.
Big Ben
in
is
time.
not bonged for a long time.
That's it, and people are saying, well, this whole Brexit thing has cost a lot of money already. Do we really want a big symbolic repair?
Nigel Farage is all out for it. I heard him on the radio the other day.
So what we have here is even front page of the Daily Express saying the Big Ben must bong for Brexit, and that developed into satire. People saying, have you lost your bleeping bleep? We're in the middle of a climate emergency. Australia's on fire, blah, 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 blah.
That's
do we have
not
to
the
spend
real newspaper.
Do we have to spend £500,000 on that? Now, others really, really getting annoyed with the Express saying, I innocently bought a copy of it when I was 18. I'm now 44. I still feel so ashamed.
Oh, don't worry.
Then others pointing out, I suppose, the obvious what that money could be spent on. Some then just getting downright sarcastic, saying, dong, poor, dong, weaker, dong, irrelevant. Of course, that would be one point of view. Others would be seeing the dong as something very much to cheer about. And as you were saying, Nigel Farage and others really saying the UK will be seen as a joke if we don't get Big Ben up and running for Brexit Day. There's more facts and figures. Each bong is going to cost £50,000, which is 2 nurses' salaries.
Oh, there we go.
When it's put that way, it's not going to seem that attractive. If it doesn't bong, do we get to behave like adults and stay in the EU? No, is the answer to that, Richard Blackburn. So, generated lots of comment.
Yes, all right. Okay, well, this next lady, I feel very sorry for her, having been in her position myself. A weather presenter who's pregnant, quite normal, women.